So you're thinking about getting Angel Eye headlights. Debating between CCFLs and LEDs. I'm going to give you a little rundown here about the differences and compare and tell you which ones I think is better and which one's worse. So right now I just want to show you during the day. This is what they look like off. These are CCFLs. You'll notice they have the piece in the middle where they are powered. You'll also notice these are projector headlights. So these are not retrofitted. Come over here, same thing. So now let me go flick them on. I wired them to an actual switch, and I'll show you why a little later. You may remember my voltmeter install video. So I have my voltmeter, and here's my lighted switch. So I got all the wires hidden under there pretty well. I just threw my insurance card back there, but you can't see it, but it's even when that insurance card's not there. But I don't want to mess with it. But so yeah, I'll show you what they look like during the day. These are brighter than LEDs during the day, for sure. They look like white rings. They don't necessarily look like lights during the day. I mean, obviously people know what they are, so they might. But plus, compared to LEDs, when they're off, they don't look ugly. So now I'm going to show you what they look like during night and dusk. Now this is what they look like at night. Now these are CCFLs. One negative thing with CCFLs is sometimes they take time to charge. You can see this one is fully at full brightness, yet this one's not as bright. It's hard to tell on the camera, but it's getting there. In about 30 seconds it'll be just this bright. These are already fully up. These also have just 3 little LEDs there, but so you can actually tell. Well, I mean, you can't. Well, you can tell how bright they are. It's hard to see the actual circles. It's so dark out. But they're a lot brighter than LEDs, and they're one solid smooth bar, as you can see. They're not like LEDs where they're dotty. There's dots everywhere, you know. And I can even show you that on the underside of my dash, where you can see they look good for, you know, effects, but looking directly at them, you can see each and every individual dot. So it's not really ideal for something that you're going to be looking at directly, in my opinion. You'd want the CCFLs. Also, you can tell it's hard to see here. You can refer to the video during the day. That's why I did the day and night video. The little spot that's not visible, that's powering it, really isn't that big of a deal. It really doesn't make it look bad. It's actually placed really well. Sometimes they're placed on top, sometimes they're placed on the bottom. Sometimes they use the hood to like cover it. So that's that. Now I wired these up to a switch. I told you I was going to tell you why. Now let me tell you why I wired these up to a switch. I wired these ones up to a switch because, like I said, sometimes they have to charge. They have to charge up, kind of. You know, so it takes 30 seconds maximum to get them fully charged. I used to know a kid who had them hooked on his a lot of people hook them to their parking lights, and he'd use his remote to unlock his car, and when his corner lights would flash, when his what are they called, daytime running lights would flash, these lights, his CCFLs would flash too. Now you're using a ballast to power these, and every time it was unlocking his car or locking his car and they flashed, it would power up his ballast. Now, powering and unpowering your ballast a lot. Now think about it. If you got to run into a grocery store, you unlock it, you lock it, you come back out, you unlock it, and you lock it again. So, I mean, you're using, it's 4 times you're turning on your ballast and turning them off, and that's not good. So I do have a ballast in here. They're mounted. It's hard to see at night right now. I have 2 ballasts mounted. There's one right here. And this is for my actual projector, not for my CCFLs. With the LEDs, you just plug and play. That's how it was with these 3 LEDs right there. I'll show you what those look like in a second. You already saw them, but they're just plug and play. With the CCFLs, you have to get a ballast like this one right here, which is a little bit more maintenance, I guess, you know, and not that bad though. With LEDs, I would hate to get an LED headlight and then have one of the LEDs go out and just have one missing. Um, so this, you could replace the whole ballast. So, you know, there's always positives and negatives. Now, I just had these on, so they're probably still warm. It's probably like 50 degrees out here, so it's not too cold. So they should be fully charged and just on full brightness. And they are. See, if you had the LEDs like that for your headlights, they would be dots and they'd have the possibility of going out. These just have to replace a ballast. The kid that had them hooked up to his daytime running lights, he blew his ballasts, both of them, and he ended up buying new ones. It cost him $60, $30 a ballast, and he ended up hooking them up with a switch, like I did. Also, the cool thing with that is they don't draw too much power. Obviously, neither do the LEDs. This is all in preference. It should be at about 12 volts right now. It's at 11.8. If I turn these off, I don't think it's going to go down much. Yeah, so, you know what I mean? It doesn't really draw much power. But the cool thing is why I hooked them up to a switch is, you know, I can take my keys out. And go into a store for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And these will just stay on. They look sweet in the parking lot. People will be like, wow, what a nice truck, you know? So that's always a plus. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I might as well show you the projectors too, since I got them. It's night out. These are Spider headlights. It cost me about $400, I think, maybe $500. So with the headlights on, these are the I believe it's 8000K. I didn't want too many blue. I get pulled over a lot for blue. So these are just white. They're really bright, but I got them adjusted right, so I'm not being a piece of shit. And at night, you know, if I have these lights on, I'll just go ahead and turn these off because you can't even see them with the projectors. Projectors are strong. So it lights stuff up pretty well. So it looks like inside the truck. Shut off the dome lights for now. They look good. So, in the future though, like I said, well, it's 802. In the future, I would probably use I like the fact that you can tell when they're on, you know, so I don't leave them on. But, this is pretty bright, believe it or not, this light. I mean, pretty bright. It's kind of annoying at night, but, whatever. You also see the CCFLs actually will give you a little bit of light. Nothing that matters at all. It's not enough to drive, not enough to do anything with, but there's light there, and that's pretty cool. The LEDs won't be as bright. I don't think you'll get any actual lights with them. I've never owned and maintained a pair of LED angel eyes myself, but I've seen them and I know people who have, and to me, I really like the CCFLs. But if I were you, I would just make sure you hook them up to a switched power source. It's actually hooked up the same place my voltmeter is, same place my Garmin, all my accessories are. I wouldn't hook it up directly to the battery, and I wouldn't hook it up to daytime running lights or anything that flashes, or you can't really control when they're on. They're on when other lights are on. I would hook them up to a switch where you can put them on when you want them on and put them off when you want them off. So I'm going to go ahead and flick them off right now just so you can see the light difference. So they're on, off. So, see, if I were to keep flicking them on and off, I could blow a ballast, I can mess up the lights. So, that's why I don't like having the ones that flash twice, you know. Also, I got these LEDs back here. I might as well show you. That is on. Some reverse lights I finally wanted to get on there. So they're pretty nice. Just strip lights. I gotta clean up the wiring a little bit, but they're nice. So, thanks for watching, guys.